Hey guys, I'm Chuck.
And I'm Allie.
And we're AlliChuck Adventures. This week we're in Pensacola, Florida. We're staying at Big Lagoon State Park. Once again, we're meeting up with HappilyEverHanks.
Yep, Kyle and Renee.
If you're new to our channel, please make sure you hit the subscribe button down below.
And ring the bell notification so you can follow us on a journey.
Okay, so we had to get kind of a late start having to leave for Pensacola after work, and being that is about a 9-hour drive up to Pensacola from our place, we got a very late check-in. What we ended up doing was, once we got into the state park, but before we got into the campground, we just pulled over. I unhooked all the weight distribution, as I didn't want to make a lot of noise. If anybody has ever dealt with weight distribution hitches, you know they're noisy and they groan and they creak and they pop and they just make a lot of noise. And I did not want to do that while I was trying to back into a site at close to midnight. So I got all that disconnected. And once we pulled up to our site, we got out as quietly as we could. And I went ahead and turned off my headlights and just had my parking lights on. That way I would have the backup lights on the RV itself. And we just backed into the site. I basically didn't do any real setting up of the campsite that night. I just did what we had to do as far as leveling side to side and front to back. I waited till the next morning before we even put the landing gear for the stabilizers down. So good morning. That was last night. We got in. I tried to make things as quiet as possible. And all those things that I did, I'm glad I did, as I woke up this morning and went outside and I saw that our neighbors directly across from us are tent camping. So I'm surely glad that I turned my headlights off last night and just had the parking lights on as we were backing into our site. That got us talking, you know, a little bit this morning over breakfast about campground etiquette and some of the things that we've noticed over the years since we've been camping. One of the things we noticed recently was, you know, like the etiquette of not cutting through somebody's campground. We did have that happen recently at a campground, and we've had it a couple times in the past. This last time wasn't that big a deal. Our campsites were so big that they really weren't close to, say, our fire pit and our lawn chairs. But we have had it happen in the past where we'll be sitting at a fire or sitting, you know, outside enjoying, you know, a sunny day and just have somebody cut through the site for whatever reason. Another thing that we try to do personally is keep our volume levels fairly low when we're outside, as far as like having our radio playing through the speakers on the RV outside. We kind of keep that barely where it's just like kind of like background music. It doesn't bother me that much, you know, but I'm sure some people don't want to hear, you know, what we're listening to or what have you. And another thing that we have to kind of be aware of personally is when we're playing games outside. So this weekend we're going to plan on showing Kyle and Renee how to play the game 1 to 100. And when we played this game with John and Heather and Dave and Andrea in Georgia last year, and they were the ones who showed us how to play this game, it can get kind of rowdy, especially if you've had a couple drinks in you. So we'll have to keep in mind, and when we're playing, and we're going to have to keep our volume levels down, because you know, not everybody wants to hear us over there rolling dice and screaming and hooting and hollering. So, I mean, these are just things that we were thinking about, like, you know, to be a good neighbor when you're camping, because basically when you're camping, you know, you're neighbors with your, you know, whoever's in the campsites next to you, and you'd want to be a good neighbor just like you would at home. So now you'll have to ask Kyle and Renee, once this trip is over, if we were good neighbors or not, because they are our neighbors on this trip, and they're in the next campsite over. So we're getting ready to go over and meet the Hanks for the first time, and this is going to be exciting. Allie's getting ready right now. We're going to go over to our neighbors in the next side over and introduce ourselves. Knock, knock, knock.
What? Come on in, guys.
Oh my gosh. What's up?
We are heading downtown. Where are we going?
We're headed to Floribama.
Floribama. So we've been here one time before.
I've been here twice.
Now Chuck's been here twice.
We all went while the girls were sleeping.
Okay.
But we're going back down now for a couple of adult beverages. We ordered some drinks, and they got Alabama Slammers. What do you think about it?
Dying to have an Alabama Slammer. Coming to the Flora, Alabama. Is
Yeah.
that what it's called?
Floribama.
Floribama.
Alabama.
Flora, Alabama.
Floribama.
Floribama.
Wait, let me say it right. Floribama.
Floribama.
Yeah.
And what do you think? Let me give it a taste test. It's like wine tasting. Ready?
All right. Sweet and overpriced. What do I think? I don't know.
Wow, he just like went there,
Honestly.
like right for it.
Acid reflux in a cup.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's
Where's
good.
the Prilosec?
Where's the Prilosec one?
It's another marketed, overpriced drink.
Exactly.
Sorry, I'm sorry I said it.
I'm sorry.
Beer flavored water.
Go with the Michelob Ultra.
Beer flavored.
Wish us luck.
So, as we were setting up the RV and we were putting the slide out, all of a sudden we noticed a loud crunching sound, and the slide was acting very weird when it was moving out. Look what we found. So there was a piece that was actually wedged underneath the slide, and we thought we had everything, but apparently we didn't. So now it's amazing that the Sony's camera still does work. It's just the sound is very weird,
Yeah.
echoey.
It's working. See where the crunches is. It
Yep.
crunched the whole lens off. So
Yep. So we won't be able to use it the way we normally should be able to use it, but at least it still works somewhat. We've had such a great time with these guys. Super people. So Renee and Kyle.
yeah. If you haven't
Yeah.
checked out their channel yet,
Yeah.
it's HappilyEverHanks. Their
Yes.
stuff is
And if you haven't
great.
checked out AlliChuck Adventures,
Right.
even though this is going on your channel.
exactly. And if you wonder why we look a little tired today or this morning, is
Because it was such a great weekend. That
Yeah,
was just the
it's
ultimate
awesome.
sign.
Yeah.
We finally made it to Florida. I'm so excited to be
I
here.
know.
Yeah, and they were so nice to invite us down to hang out with them. They were like, hey, we're going to be in Pensacola. We have a concert. We're like, we'll be there.
We'll be there.
like,
We're coming.
right away.
And now the problem is they're going to be in Florida for a while, probably, and we're just going to keep crashing.
You gotta
Wherever
do
they are,
it.
we're going to stalk them and just.
Crashing their party.
You got to do it.
And
You
they're
gotta
going to
make
be
it
like,
happen.
man, don't tell them where we're going next.
Oh my goodness. No, never. Because this has been fantastic.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
And
We
we
had-
basically met through YouTube. Like,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
how we got to know each
Small
other.
world.
We
It's the
just
same-
started watching their videos and vice versa, and I don't know, we just felt like we've known each other forever. And
Right?
And we've done that with several YouTube channels, and that's the
Totally.
great thing about this social network of making friends, and so we have friends spread out throughout the country, and you just feel like you know these people,
It's really
Yeah.
awesome.
through YouTube.
Friends
That's
in many
all.
places.
Yeah.
We have friends in not low places,
Not low places, but
in many
I'm
places.
glad for the clarification. Thank you.
Yeah, which ones are we?
right. But we had fun last night. We took them to our show, and they helped do a little roadieing for us, and
that was so
Awesome.
much fun.
Yeah.
You guys rocked it. I loved it.
It
It
was
was so
fun.
much fun.
it was so
we
much
could make
fun.
that a full-time job.
Yeah, I'm
You
game.
guys tour.
I'm there.
tour.
Whatever you need from me.
Yeah. And there was something else.
You guys have to check them out if you haven't seen their shows. Carnival of Crew.
Yeah.
So
If you like
much
Motley
fun.
Crue.
If
Yeah.
you like
Yeah.
Motley Crue.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
It's a good time.
Yeah, definitely.
I was never a big Motley Crue fan growing up my whole life. I was just like, I heard a couple of their songs, but now I'm at you guys.
Well, they're so young.
It hits a little hard.
Yeah.
What? You pull that card. You're pulling that card. You know I'm an old soul. I
He's
love
an
my
old soul,
classic
but he's
rock.
young.
I'm young. Okay. Yo, we went to
Yes.
Floribama.
Floribama.
Oh, Floribama.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, I'm wearing my Florida
Yeah,
shirt.
So awesome.
Floribama was so much fun.
I didn't even
Yeah.
know that was a thing either.
No.
So that's cool. Where are we at? Big Lagoon?
Big Lagoon State Park.
Big Lagoon State
Yeah,
Park?
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah, we managed to get a site right next to them.
It was definitely meant to be because
Yeah.
It was booked full. It was booked full, so they got a last minute cancellation in it right next door.
Thanks to that Wandering Labs
Wandering
that you guys
Labs.
told us about.
Old Clutch.
Yeah,
It
we
was
were
so
like,
nice.
let's try this out, and I mean, now we're like officially signed up for it, but
Yep.
the site
Absolutely.
opened up when we jumped on it.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
it,
so
meant,
cool.
it was actually right next to us. So
Yeah.
it was just so weird. We're family now.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
fam. This is good. So that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and we really have had such a good time that honestly, we this is the first time we've picked up the camera, really, quite honestly.
Totally, yeah.
You know?
You know you're having a good time with these people when you're like, oh, we got them.
Yeah.
At some point we're going to have to film, but we don't want to because we're just having a good time.
yeah.
We're in the moment, you know.
Yeah.
Totally.
We will leave a link in the description below so you can check out their channel. You probably already subscribed because they're awesome and you probably already know about them. But if you don't, you know, make sure you do.
Love it. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.